Welcome to the 15th Vegan Convergence of the Peoples, VCOP 15. And I'm Allison Hamju with Climate Healers. I'm here to introduce you to Susan Hargreaves. Susan has spoken at our convergences before. Many of you will remember her. And we're so happy to have her and to welcome her back again today. Susan is an activist who's been fighting for animals for 43 years. Is that right, Susan? 43 years.
Yeah, since 1980.
Yeah. She travels the world celebrating courageous and compassionate action by kids and teens. She's the founder of Animal Hero Kids, and she infuses youth with passion, wisdom, and determination acquired during a lifetime devoted to animal activism. Her programs, which often showcase stories of outstanding acts of kindness by youth, have been featured extensively in national and international media. Today, Susan will be talking about Lolita, the orca held in captivity for 50 years. And we are all ready to hear about that. So thank you, Susan.
Thank you so much. I'm very pleased to be back and talking to everyone today. I just got back from Los Angeles at 3 o'clock this morning, and we were there for the pinnacle of AnimalHerotober event, where we recognized youth. Now, we are morphing into Be an Animal Hero, which is for all ages. And so we are recognizing people of all ages who are helping all species of animals. So I have a little news clip because I'm making your VCOP, an AnimalHerotober event, and we're having them in the Ukraine for vegan food, feeding, Brazil, Estonia, and the Los Angeles event. But here's a very short news video that was picked up by Yahoo and MSN, what AnimalHerotober is, so everyone can know what I'm talking about. Thank you so much.
To commemorate AnimalHerotober this month, the Be an Animal Hero organization is spreading the word on how people can be kind to animals. The founder of Be an Animal Hero, Susan Hargreaves, spoke to the Palm Beach Rotary Club today about saving animals and brought along her rescue dog, Lovey. She says you can do this. You can rescue an animal at a kill shelter. But her main campaign encourages people to eat more plants instead of meat.
And it is so much healthier and better for the planet to stop relying on animal-based agriculture. It's a waste of our resources. Vegans actually save an acre of trees per year.
If you'd like more information on how you can be part of Be an Animal Hero, go to animalherokids.org. To commemorate Animal Hero.
Thank you so much for doing that. See, that took you like 1 second to get that up there, and I would still be pressing buttons and putting my nose really, really close to the screen at this point. So thank you so much. And the good news is the public is welcoming this new campaign and new name, Be an Animal Hero, with open arms, because so many people want to think of themselves as animal heroes. So I just came back from Los Angeles at 3 o'clock this morning, recognizing people of all ages. And I think this video of the event that we did, it doesn't actually show the event, it's about the event, in a very short period of time encapsulates exactly what our 501c3 charity, all volunteer, is all about, and how our switch to be an animal hero is helping animals in the ocean, animals in the sky, animals on the land. So if we could just see that short little clip, that would be great. Thank you. Oh, actually, okay, that's good. What I did this week. Good. Thank you.
To liberate more AnimalHerotober gold. Every day next week, students will be empowered by our in-person classroom Be an Animal Hero presentations. We educate to liberate with engaging, innovative presentations for all grade levels. Susan Hargreaves has been fostering empathy effectively for an amazing 43 years. The Veganza Animal Heroes will also fly and swim by later in the week to educate to liberate. Book a free program for your school and support us. See link in the comments and bio. Thanks for watching this video.
Thank you so much again for playing that. And don't worry, I'm going to get into talking, but I really want to set up the entire story before I just begin talking. So I want all the viewers to know who I am, what I do, and what we're doing to change it before I discuss the current state of animals in captivity. And so this is what we just did at the first plant-based school in the United States on Thursday. So this is the next video.
Big news for animals and the planet. The pinnacle event of AnimalHerotober is a celebration of determination, compassion, and kindness. We will return to the first plant-based school in the U.S., Muse Global School. This time, the Veganza Animal Heroes will be there with their new guide to save animals and the planet. The celebration will recognize the dedication of Maggie Baird, Jane Goodall, Angela Means, Tobias Atkins, and Gwenna Hunter. We are thrilled our sponsors Wicked Kitchen and Cambria Hotel in Calabasas are generously helping with vegan pizza and wonderful accommodation. A shout out to Plant Powered Productions too. If all this was not enough, the vegan rapper Free Bison will debut the Veganza Animal Heroes rap. Join us and participate in the annual empowering, action-oriented global phenomenon. Thanks for watching this video.
Okay, so now you know a little bit more clearly about who I am and what I do. And the fact is that since 1980, I've been helping all species of animals. And that includes Lolita. And I am really very, very sad to say that Lolita is no longer alive. And I'd like to just show you what we did as soon as we heard that the orca had died. So I'd like to just show you that video of what we did next.
I apologize. I didn't hear any sound.
Yeah, there should be sound. I don't know what happened to it, really. And this is a good one because it actually shows how she lived and some like history of her in that.
Oh, I
So
see. It was my problem. It was a technical.
see how even the expert can't do it. So I feel better. So can we start it from the top? Yeah, thank you.
Never again. Lolita is free from her tank. She died on August 18th after 53 years of captivity at the Miami Seaquarium. Join us at 3 p.m. Saturday, August 19th at the Miami Seaquarium. Wear black and please bring flowers. Call 561-236-8843 for any info.
SeaWorld makes money out of jailing whales and dolphins.
In 1998, I was arrested along with 36 activists in front of SeaWorld.
Very cool. Line formation right here.
Okay, everybody stay calm. We're going against their civil rights by touching these trees.
Right over here.
And now, so many years later, she's still there in the tiniest tank in the United States. The kids and the other activists that came with me, they've all grown up. They've had their own children. They've gone to university. Lolita is still there in the tiniest tank. when you look at it from the sky, here is the tank that Lolita's in, and over here is the ocean. It's the equivalent that we are trapped in an elevator, human equivalent. We know that they travel 100 miles a day. We know what their life is like, what it's supposed to be like. And I've had dreams where I could like picture big, some sort of a lift to just that little bit over there. So often, you know, people are like horrified when they see the size of the tank, and then they see where the ocean is. They say, what's wrong with this picture? In 1970, she was taken. Yeah. And still today, there are protests all the time. We have marches all the time.
Thank you again for playing that, BJ.
Rebels fighting for our future. Vegan fried chicken.
That's the that's actually the probably the last one that you saw. Is that about the mermaid?
Oh, this has the VFC. So let me see.
Well, that's okay. You don't have to play it now because I'd like to speak for a little bit, and then
Yes.
then we can. Thank you so much for all your help with that. I realize that most people already can share screens and things, but I find that I can only handle so many things at once, and a lot of people look at our website and organization and the strides that we have accomplished and think I have an IT team and a graphic designer on staff and all these things, and it really is me. So I really appreciate your help. Thank you. So the fact is that every single individual animal who is in an aquarium and in a jail cell, a cage, a prison, a zoo, a circus, a roadside zoo, fake wildlife sanctuaries that are keeping animals captive, pretending they're keeping them captive for their own good because they so-called can't be released, who are making money off the bodies of all of these animals. The fact is that every individual suffers and suffered 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I've been doing programs for 43 years, and all ages, no matter if the child is in kindergarten, junior kindergarten, 3 years old, right up to college, really everyone, all ages. If I ask them if they would like to be trapped in an elevator for the rest of their life or never leave this room again, whatever presentation I'm doing and I'm at the school and somebody will say, oh, what about zoos? What about aquariums? And I'll ask them, well, would you like to stay in this room for the rest of your life? Well, how about if I put like a little yard outside? You could go in the little yard. Okay, how about if I fed you every day? I'd throw food in. You'd have this room, but you would stay there until you die. But of course, I don't say that to kindergartners. You'll stay here till you die, because that wouldn't be very good. So it depends. The level of school and understanding and ages depends on how much information, I would give. And also, then I'd say, but wait a second, but I would get to make money out of it. And I could say that we treat you like family. So yes, you may be without your family, but we would treat you like family. So then what? So we go through all of these different levels, and there's no one that wants to change places. No one. And it is time to it is time to stop pretending that zoos and aquariums do some kind of good. That would be like saying keeping a large number of people imprisoned is doing good if you take one and fix their broken arm, but then yet actually probably keep them for display. Like the Miami Seaquarium, like SeaWorld, that often pretend they're helping wildlife. But then what happens, like in the case of manatees in the Miami Seaquarium, is they keep them forever. So it's a hospital where you can never leave. But it's okay because they're making money. Are they making money though? I think they're tanking. The Miami Seaquarium, I went in there in a way that nobody knew that I was going in there. So I guess you would say undercover. And the number of people that were there were like, I could count on two hands. And it was a weekday afternoon in season in Florida. And I went, never mind. I guess I probably shouldn't say anything more about that. But let's just say I was there. I saw, now this was a while ago. I don't know if anyone watching realizes that there were people that were trying to get her, Lolita, put into a sea tank right by where her mother is still alive, by her family pod in the San Juan Islands. And those people were Jim Irsay and, oh my God, I can't believe I forgot his name. He's a Key West real estate magnate. And they put a lot of money and a lot of heart and effort towards this push. And the Miami Seaquarium, who's been taken over by the Dolphin Company, which is the largest marine mammal captivity conglomerate corporation in the world, the leader of that actually agreed to release Lolita with caution as far as her health. That was pretty big, actually. That was like a never before happening, where now it didn't happen, as we know. And I felt, of course, everybody felt very bad for Lolita more than anything, but I also felt bad for those people who had believed that it was almost there. We actually even had a little cheers to Lolita, because you can imagine how long so many activists here in South Florida have been fighting for her. And we thought, is it possible? Could this dream that we all had come true? Still to this day, I can't swim in a pool and turn around without thinking of all of the captive animals. I mean, I can't swim in a pool. I'm going to repeat that, and turn around in a pool without thinking of all the captive animals. And not just Lolita, the dolphins, everyone. And they're there because of us. We have given the people money that has been their impetus. That has been their encouragement. Duck Key in Hawks Cay in the 80s, when I was rehabilitating injured wildlife, caught 3 dolphins, and we interfered with the capture at the time with Rick O'Berry and the Sea Shepherd. This was the Sea Shepherd America before they were taken over by people, and Paul Watson had his organization taken away. That's a whole other show of an hour. But this was when it was, really genuine. And Paul Watson, of course, was against harming sea creatures. And so we actually went by with a blowhorn during so-called show time and asked, as it was near Christmas, if the dolphins do their tricks, will they get to go home for Christmas? 3 months after that, all 3 of those dolphins that were captured were dead. They kill themselves. They commit suicide by allowing water into their lungs, because it is actually a conscious act of breathing underwater. And so they committed suicide. It still is astounding to me that people, like, whether they're vegan or not vegan, I see posts on people's pages showing animals that are captive that are cute. Oh, look how cute this is. Look how cute that is. Oh, look, they're feeding this baby. They're feeding this baby tiger cub. Isn't that cute? And we all need to know better. And I'm talking now to the adults that have the money to financially reward the jailers, the abusers, and the exploiters. Every zoo is a prison. Every aquarium is a prison. I don't care if they have what species they have. If those beings that are used to the ocean and freedom can't get out, it's a prison. There's no excuse for it. And yes, I think the industry is tanking. I don't think it was just out of the goodness of someone's heart that owns the largest marine mammal company that keeps animals captive agreed to release Lolita. I think that person was up against the wall, because they realized that public opinion has swung against orcas being in captivity. And it's swinging for dolphins. I'm here to say it needs to swing for everyone. Everyone, every individual. And many other countries in this world, it's illegal to keep dolphins in captivity. And circuses, same thing, and zoos. There are countries. I mean, I remember the shock that people expressed, shock and outrage, when the zoo in Denmark killed the giraffe and fed the giraffe to the lions. They were like, "Oh, how shocking, how shocking." Well, who do you think you're dealing with? You think you're dealing with someone that really cares for animals if they've got them in a jail cell? Would you do that to your dog? No. So yes, there is a lot of speciesism that we still need to tackle, even in the animal rights movement. I mean, we are not all blameless or completely in touch. And I'm not saying, oh, listen to me, listen to me. I'm asking you to just Google giraffe Denmark kills, Google captivity dolphins abuse. And I've seen the reports firsthand that of all the deaths of the dolphins that are captive in the United States. And so many of them are because they've just given up. They've just given up. Why stay alive? It was a miracle that Lolita stayed alive as long as she did. It really did. Now, however, it isn't all doom and gloom. The good news is that when I go into schools and talk to students, the majority of them know instinctively, no matter how old they are, that it's absolutely wrong to keep animals captive. And I don't just go in there and start preaching about dolphins in the oceans, and you should do this and you should do that, because that's not the way to reach people. I'm talking to you here today as I would a colleague, as someone that is with me in the fight to stop jailing wildlife. So I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt to know that I'm not preaching to you, that I'm asking you if you would consider, if you do post images of animals who are captive or so-called cute baby animals, and of course they are cute, at zoos, realize that the reason the jailer is feeding a bottle to that baby is because the baby's mother wants to kill the baby as soon as they're born. Why would a mother want to kill their baby as soon as they're born? Is that because they want that baby to live in the same jail? That's the answer. So I'm speaking to you today as a colleague or anyone that is watching. When I go into schools, depending on the age, I will go at the subject from a different perspective. Not quite so direct, let's say, because I want to inspire people to think of their own answers when I'm doing a presentation. So, and to discover from my lesson plan what is happening, and so they can make their own conclusions. So, but a lot of times people need to be entertained as well as taught. I like to be entertained. So that's another reason I don't go at it so, directly. And one of the ways I entertain is through my books. The 6th book is due to come out, and this is Veganza, Animal Heroes, which has a mermaid that is a superhero, vegan, of course, and Freedom and Veganza. And in this book, Lolita gets rescued by the heroes, and this is a what they call a graphic novel, which means that it has like a illustrative instances of it, like certain. And I'll show you the page where Lolita gets rescued, thanks to the help of Freedom, who is the flying superhero, and he and birds band together to rescue Lolita, and they bring a rubber sling to put her in. And this book is for teens and up, and there's multiple rescues that take place, and this was the page where Lolita goes back to her family. And the more that public opinion demonstrates by not giving any money or any attention to people who keep captive wildlife, the more likely that last picture that we saw becomes truth, becomes a reality, rather than a wish in a book. So, and people that's not that big of a stretch, because on the plane ride home last night, I was sitting beside 2 people that were showing me about wildlife that they saw in Africa, and how they love that wildlife, but they never actually thought about zoos before. They actually were sort of thinking, oh, the elephants are beautiful here, and the elephants are beautiful here. And when I mentioned it, I could see the faces change. I thought, oh, I'm going to be shut down here. But then I saw the realization, because I said what I say to the students. I said, this is what I say to students who ask that very same question, because they said, but are zoos all right? And so I answered the same thing. Well, how would you like to stay in this room How would you like to stay in this plane and never leave for the rest of your life? Well, then I could see that, oh, wow, because putting someone in someone else's place is called what? Empathy. And that's exactly what I teach, empathy, since 1980. And that's the Veganza animal hero that I portray in the books and in presentations and in a soon-to-be music video. That is her secret power. Whoops, is empathy. And she freezes any cruelty that may be happening, and the perpetrator freezes, and she goes up close to the perpetrator and she gives an idea that help animals. And then the perpetrator wakes up and then helps animals instead. And her cohort, Courage the Mermaid, this was a book that I wrote. I actually wrote of it in like 2000 and I can't even remember, years ago. And here she is. Oops, can you see that? Yeah. So I want to show you this. So that's how I encourage people, younger people and teens and so on, to think, to have empathy, really. I mean, people do have empathy. So what's wonderful is that once something is pointed out, they automatically can put themselves in that situation. They're like, oh my gosh, how could they feel like that? How must that feel? So I'd like to show you just one of the characters that came to Los Angeles with me, one of the Vegan's Animal Hero characters, and that we're doing the music video with, which will reach people through music. So we're reaching people through music, magic, story, and costumed characters. So here's this video for that. Thank you, Rebecca. Oh, not that one. I don't know how that came. Next one. What happened? That is so weird. Let's go to the next one. On your email that I sent. It should be, that's right. Go down, down, down. Keep going. Oh, well, maybe I sent the wrong one. Can you, let me just have a look here. Yeah, perfect end video 253. Actually, we could look at this one or we could, okay, we could look at this one and then go to that next one. Thank you. Or go to the one I sent 253 perfect end, whichever, it's up to you.
And I've had dreams where I could like picture big, some sort of a lift to just that little bit over there.
What a spectacle the night sky displayed as Veganza and at least 50 pelicans all dived towards Lolita's cement tank. Lolita looked up, alone in her tank for so very long. She raised her head and dared to think, could this be it? Could this be my rescue at last? In one unified swoop, the pelicans dove under Lolita, securing the sturdy rubber sheeting in place. Freedom marshaled the strength of the air. 1, 2, 3, all together now, whispered Veganza. And with one big swoosh, Lolita was lifted out of her prison for the first time in 52 years.
Thank you again for helping me with that. And that 253, I have another one. And someone asked who the wonderful artist is. Well, Monique Martinez did this one. Just beautiful. And so the Veganza Animal Heroes series, which is soon to be 3 in a series. And this is the teen, and then this is the children's. And that was Monique's voice on that last video. And she's an amazing artist. And she actually, now nobody's really seen this hardcover before because I only have 2 copies. It's very new, but it is on Amazon, and she did this one. There's a Cow in My Dreams. And it is so beautifully illustrated. And she has never had an art lesson in her life. Can you believe that? She's like amazing. And this is absolutely beautifully illustrated. And these sort of books and stories and films, which I do, really bring people towards the message. You know, it opens their hearts. It's hard to be hard when you're listening to, this is a rhyming book. There's a cow in my dreams telling me all is not what it seems. He looks at me with his big brown eyes. Olivia, I'm here in your dreams for you to realize they took me from my mum and ignored our cries. There's a cow in my dreams telling me all is not what it seems. The next night he returned with such a sad stare. He looked into my eyes, my heart began to care. The calf walked up closer, standing on a moonbeam. Why, I asked, are you here in my dreams? Little girl, he said, I dreamed of you first. You appear to me in a brilliant sunburst. In my dreams, the whole world you did tell. And what did she tell? Go on Amazon right now to find out. what my challenge, because I'm a storyteller but I'm not a bookseller, and I'm not here to sell books. But what I am here to do is to get the message out in whatever capacity I can at the time. So that might be activism, that might be undercover videoing, that might be organizing protests, that might be educating. But what would really help if everybody on this call would put There's a Cow in My Dreams, write it down, go to Amazon and give it a good review. I don't even think you have to buy it to do that, because otherwise you could Google There's a Cow in My Dreams on Amazon and it doesn't come up. It's like 10th down, and all these other things that have nothing to do with the cow in the dreams. One of them is actually There's a calf in my freezer or something. So help me get that There's a Cow in My Dreams up there on those rankings, by doing that. I hope that you do. I see there's 25 participants. Well, I've already done it. So if there could be 24, oh my gosh, that would help so much to bring that up, So what I'd like to do is quickly show you one of the characters. And I really want to thank the person who plays this character, Sky Bison, who is a vegan actress and vegan model. And she and Corinne Sutton, who's a vegan professional bodybuilder, and Free Bison, who is the vegan rapper. Look him up, Free Bison. We all just came back from Los Angeles filming for the rap music video, which you're going to see soon. And they also helped with the Animal Hero Awards and all the presentations for the kids. And this is just like one character that is actually the most popular character you can imagine with the kids. All of the girls, just like, we had this one thing where everybody, you can fly with the heroes and with your own capes, because we give out capes after our programs. We bring vegan food with the Veganza, and we said, okay, now fly with the heroes, fly with freedom, fly with Veganza. And all of the girls got up and just surrounded Courage the Mermaid. She couldn't like lift a foot. It's like, and then the fact that Courage the Mermaid is telling them that my sea creatures friends want to be free. They're not going to forget that. So here's the short video. Thanks to Rebecca Allen's tech savviness.
Thank you, Susan. I'm going to share the screen and let you help me. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble picking out the right one. So let's look.
It was at 2:53 that I sent it. And I think, yeah.
Okay.
On your email. So that might be the easiest way to do it, is to go on the, oops, see, there I go again. Through the pandemic, when I first started talking on these Zooms, everyone started with my nose like over here.
Oh, I see it now. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you. I'm still here.
Meet the real first vegan mermaid. Disney may have made a big splash at the summer box office this year with the live-action release of The Little Mermaid, which has taken over $500 million worldwide. But did you know the first vegan mermaid depicted in an adventure story is Courage from the Veganza Animal Hero picture book and the Veganza Animal Hero claymation? Courage is embodied by the beautiful vegan actress Skye Bison. See her here in full costume being interviewed on the beach this summer. The Veganza Animal Heroes characters come alive to present engaging programs and distribute free vegan fare. When the Veganza Vanza pulls up, you know fun and kindness have arrived. Book a free summer camp program by going to the website here.
Okay, look at that message from Amit. Am I pronouncing your name right? Did you just see that
Amit.
message? Sorry, Amit.
Amit. No,
Amit.
that's fine. Amit. Yeah. I just got it.
So that was very nice. Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you. We definitely need more help from people to get the message out. I'm in there. Really, we are in there, me and the Veganza Animal Heroes now. I have a team. I have a team that goes into schools that no matter how old they are, we have a program customized to their interest. And what's really wonderful is Freedom, Corinne Sutton. We were at the Dublin SPCA summer camp. We were on what was great was we were on the Dublin Live News front page, the world's first vegan superheroes come to Ireland. And there were students at the back that were like, guys that were like, I say guys now because I live in America, boys that were about 11 or 12, maybe 11. And all the other kids were putting on their capes because we're at the point where we run around and then we have vegan lunch after. Except them, those two are sort of hanging back thinking, oh, I don't, And then Corinne, Freedom, looked at them and said, hey, if I'm 36 years old and I'm wearing a cape, you can too. And that gave them permission to wear their cape. And that also, what that did is more than just that wearing a cape. It also gives them permission to be macho and kind. That is so important. Here is this vegan professional bodybuilder who's very charismatic and engaging and so popular with everyone wherever we go. And yet he's vegan. And yet he helps other animals. So we go into the schools as a whole package, really. And now with the vegan wrapper, Free Bison, well, I mean, you can't be a 16-year-old that is into music and not like rap, really. So we're meeting them at their interests, and I'm innovating to create a program that sparks empathy where none might be, or gives permission to be kind to all animals and to be proactive. It's really, I'm sure we all have heard about horrible cruelty perpetrated by everyone, no matter how old they are. But then we've also heard these amazing stories where they might be a whistleblower. Like one of my books, The Animal Hero Kids Voices the Voiceless, is almost 300 pages of stories like that, where one of the boys was a whistleblower, where his friends were being cruel to piglets, and he rescued those piglets. I don't know if we have time to tell you quickly, and I know piglets aren't necessarily in the ocean, but I'll tell you really quickly.
You do have time. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. They were using the piglets for paintball practice. His friends. He was 17, and one of the piglets was blinded, and they were going the next weekend to do the same thing. And what he did was he got those piglets and found a sanctuary that would take the piglets in Gainesville, Florida, and then he ended the abuse of those piglets. Still to this day, they don't even realize that it was him, who it was, that was the whistleblower. And when I tell that story, then the people listening, the other students listening, realize that they could do the same thing. So that's what it's all about, really, is spreading empathy in a massive, epic way. And I started out by saying how you can help. You can help get the word out that we have these free programs that are never a charge. We give out the books for free. Here's the Animal Hero Kids Voices for the Voiceless book that won a Skipping Stones Honor Award for diversity from the Youth Diversity magazine. And you can see how thick it is. Oops, never know how this stuff goes. There we go. And if people can find out that we have these free programs, we may not have a large budget for advertising, and sometimes you hear more about the organizations that do have a budget for advertising or do pay social media like a lot of money to get their message out. But we're at a point where we really do need your help, because I could be writing these books, creating these stories, films, music videos, offering these programs on a larger scale, reaching more, if the people in the community would yell from the rooftops that we have this, post it on your page, let more people know about it. You can see how technically savvy I am. It's not necessarily, and we don't have a big budget. But here's the piglet that's rescued. There's that story I just told you. See? So it's a full color book too. So if anybody is good at IT, we need another website for the Be an Animal Hero. SEO, which I do know what it stands for, but that's it. And because you can't just go from, we're always Animal Hero Kids. We have an Animal Hero crew that's around the world. If you went on our website, animalherokids.org, and clicked on Animal Hero Crew, you'd see all of the people who are helping animals of all ages, really, but they're youth. So we'll always have an Animal Hero Kids arm, because when I go into the schools, that's what the students want to hear about. They want to hear about people who are like them, that are doing amazing things, that did amazing things, maybe unplanned sometimes, and or planned. And if they want to plan it, then in that same book, they learn how to create a school club, how to write a news release, how to organize a protest, how to speak to your commissioner. What we are doing is we're giving the tools to youth to become forces for other animals. And it works, but I need your help to make it work more. To get the message out that we are doing this work, and it's unique. There isn't anyone else doing this sort of innovative, interactive programming. And I emigrated into this country of the United States under the extraordinary person in my field category that's reserved for Olympic athletes because of the history I have that's groundbreaking, innovative education programs that absolutely engage youth. And we had interactive dramatizations. I created that where the kids dress up as the animals. So we had for years one that was Lolita, and the kids dress up as Lolita's family and dolphins and an octopus and different creatures of the sea. And I had a backdrop all painted, and then I would narrate, and they would role play Lolita being returned to her family for their class. And I would interject song in there. We had a day in the life of a jungle family, which was primates in the jungle that someone was trying to steal a baby one for captivity. And we sang, the students, like children, would go to sleep with their family under big leaves. I would bring in from outside Florida, big leaves. They would sleep under the big leaves. We'd sing In the Jungle, the Quiet Jungle, that song as everyone's sleeping, all the kids. So it's very interactive. And I don't believe I know that I have the answer to stop cruelty to animals, to stop animals from being captive. And that is to use my programs and stories and get it out to the larger world. And really, only you all can help me do that. And because there does need to be an animal hero world. How are we going to close down SeaWorld without an animal hero world? And that's our goal, is to have all the people go over to the animal hero world, meet the veganza animal heroes, enjoy vegan food. So if there is anybody watching that has access to those sort of resources, somebody had said to me, I don't know why you keep saying that. You've been saying that for years and you haven't accomplished it. You don't have the money. If you're a millionaire, yes, you could say that. So why do you keep bothering? Yeah, I keep bothering because I have the answer. Imagine if you had the answer to stop all war. So I have the answer to stop animal cruelty. So I'm never going to stop asking for help to create an animal hero world. It needs to be in Orlando, right beside SeaWorld, but with better food and no captive animals and better rides and a water park that's Courage the Mermaid. So the more you help me get that message out, the more I'll be able to accomplish that. The more we will be able to accomplish that. So are there any questions? We have 5 minutes left, I think.
That's so beautiful. Yes, please raise your hand if you have a question. I'm going to start. And first, I want to just say that your presentation is so impactful. I mean, there was a point where I was just teared up and I couldn't even look at my notes. But
thank you.
I wanted to ask you, and I don't know if others have the same question, but when you're in the classrooms and you're talking to future animal heroes who are learning about your mission, does the subject of veganism come up, or the subject of eating animals? How does that happen?
Well, you've heard that there's a cow in the room saying, well, there literally is a cow in the room when I'm doing that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. One of the costume characters is Ronnie V. Cow, and it was very expensive, almost $1,000. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, we have a video on our, well, if you went to the webpage, animalherokids.org, on the homepage, if you scroll down, you would see that. So I have a Rocky Raccoon and Ronnie V. Cow. And then I say, no matter how old they are, so Ronnie V. Cow's middle name is V. Who can guess what that stands for? So I am not necessarily bringing it up. They are. And then, I was in Palm Beach very wealthy school. And I asked that question and someone said vodka. But it's, and then I was in a school in Santa Monica and someone said virtual, but generally they say vegan. And then they say, oh, so this teacher's vegan, or my friend is vegan. And then so next thing you know, we're talking about vegan. And I say, I'm being vegan since 1985. And they're like, 1985, you're old. You're really old. That kind of thing. So it brings in, and then Ronnie V. Cow whispers to me, because you can't really talk. And I say, what did you say? What did you say? Oh, yes. Oh, Ronnie V. Cow says he loves vegans. Why do you think he loves vegans? Because so they're answering the questions. And I don't go in there with you got to do what I want you to do, look, all that kind of stuff. I inspire them with stories. And the wonderful thing, the hopeful thing for me is that when I'm telling those stories, the elementary school students, I like to do school assemblies for a number of reasons. It reaches a lot more. Plus, it becomes more important because it's a school assembly. Remember when we had school assemblies? It was important.
Yeah.
And then they also clap and cheer exactly the same amount. Exactly the same level, no matter what species of rescue story. They clap and they cheer. We just filmed at Muse Global School our Be an Animal Hero presentations to acknowledge bravery and determination, and the Vegans Animal Heroes were there. And wait till you see the video that comes out of that. Talk about clapping and cheering. So the good news is that they are right there. They want this. They want to see animals not harmed. They want to be heroes to animals. And when I go into schools, I'm just giving them things for free. So that's what I'm asking everyone today to do, is to help me continue to do that. Help me give those things for free. I would like to be at a point where I come in and the kids keep the capes after.
Yeah.
And they go home and they say, look at my cape, I'm an animal hero. I can't give away thousands of capes each year. But with more of a budget, I could. Yeah, absolutely. So it's all positive. Yes.
Donna,
Yeah,
what's your question? Go ahead.
Well, I have two questions. One is one of the million vegan grandmothers who are going to come on later this afternoon has been told by the principal that if she mentions anything more about veganism, she's going to cut her off from communication from all other. She's one of the grandmothers of one of the children, and so the question would be, how do you deal with that? The second one is, and this is all about me. I have a 16-year-old granddaughter, loves animals, and I don't want to be a nag, but if you could suggest one thing for me to share with her, because I don't want to keep badgering her with, this information, that information. But so there's my questions.
Okay, here's her whatever she celebrates. If she celebrates, whatever holiday, winter solstice, Christmas, Hanukkah, here's her present right here.
Thank you. Yeah.
And it's good for her age. Now there is I also go to group homes, and there is a foster group home teen in it that meets the heroes, and she's there because of domestic violence. So it also touches, of course, on being kind to people, because we're all animals. So if you want to go to our website, then this is a perfect holiday gift.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then we're in the process of the Vegans Animal Heroes Guide to Save Animals on the Earth. And every book has a vegan recipe section, it does it in a way where we're talking about how vegan, why vegan. That is, okay, they just read about the heroes rescuing animals. Now they're going to read how they can be a hero. So it's in a way that is not like, you do this, you do that. And as far as the being told not to, that's why I'm a humane educator. I'm a humane educator, and there was at one point people wanted to come in and volunteer, and one time I did make the mistake of having somebody come and talk, not instead of me, but with me, that blurted out, "And don't kill fish." And I'm like, I cannot believe you just destroyed this whole thing.
The trust. Yeah.
That isn't so. That person never came back, and I learned my lesson. Like, you're the one that's been doing this for 43 years. You know exactly what to say. Now, the animal heroes that come in with me, they're gold. They're gold. I feel like I've been like rejuvenated at the hope that I have with these characters and their ability to reach in a non-judgmental way. You know, these children together, the Veganza animal heroes, the out of the book and in the costume, like amazing. So as far as the vegan grandmother that you were talking about, then she needs to gift to the school library without saying the word vegan, though I always say the word vegan, but I say it in helping all species of animals. So I'll say, here's all species of animals that are being helped, and it also has vegan recipes in it. So that's how I say it. I say it in a way that I'm giving them something, you know.
Thank you.
Susan, I'm so sorry to say that we're out of time, but I'm not surprised. You have so much to share, and I thank you so much for joining us. I would encourage you to take a look in the chat and to encourage us, whatever you can put in the chat that will help us to help you. That would be so great.
Terrific.
So thanks again.
Follow Animal Hero Kids. Be an Animal Hero Kids on Instagram, Facebook, like all those things. That would be good.
Okay. Okay. Thank you,
Thank
Susan.
you. Thank you very much. I want to thank you all.